Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. I am your host, Medusa Asada. I'm here to give air signs a general reading for this week when it pertains to career or money or finances. Okay. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. And also, this reading will be timeless. I will be pulling energies from the past, present, and future, so just take it however it resonates, only if it resonates. Earth signs, if you're interested to see what the cards have in store for you this week, then definitely stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to start off by pulling the external energies that may be affecting you by ways of people, places, or things. Situationships, relationships, partnerships, solo ships, and although throughout the reading I may pull a particular zodiac sign, it may represent you, person of interest, timeline, or influence, so do check your houses if you're into that sort of thing. Make sure you read the description of the episode so you know everything you need to know. And keep in mind, I'm just a regular person who loves to pull cards and interpret it to the best of my ability, so don't ever feel obligated to listen to anything I say. Do your own research. Okay? So, air signs. Whoa, earth signs. That is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. Let's see what we got for you all this week. Okay, we need one more. Some hidden passion is coming out. Hidden passion. Okay. Oh, this card has been coming out so much. If you've been tuning into my episodes, then last week I've been pulling this rage/hate card. Okay. Out like crazy. All right. So let's see here. What's going on here? So there's a hidden passion. Okay. Which really it's also for someone could be discovering a hidden passion or letting the hidden passion come to the light, but it's more so along the lines of like maintenance, balance, time management, that kind of thing, where it's like things can really kind of like make or break a situation. Okay. Let's see here. We have here the card, okay, so Centura, which this card is for affection and being caring, but there's consequences if loyalty is betrayed. And so there's this need to observe your thoughts, and personally direct your thoughts through will and love, okay? Because there can be potential for stubbornness, okay, some secrecy, okay, and with this rage here coming along, this may lead to more investment in emotional involvement than necessary. Okay, so it really feels like for some it could be like a lesson learned type situation. Okay, so I feel like when a person is more so along the lines, sorry about that, that was a huge yarn, but when someone is more so along the lines of monitoring like their thoughts and bringing in like balance within the situation. Like I know we hear that word so much. It's like, oh my goodness. Is there another word we can use? Equilibrium. But I really feel like it's this energy here where a person may end up quitting, may get angry and they just want to quit. They just don't want to do it or whatever. Because for whatever reason. So we can say that Monica, she wanted to make a Twitch channel, right? Like a gaming channel, whatever the case may be. And she has been influenced to really want to bring that hidden passion out into the physical realm. Make it more a reality as opposed to a fantasy. And so Monica decides that Monica is going to try to do a Twitch channel, sets up the Twitch channel, and then like there's like other things that are like happening. Maybe Monica works, or maybe Monica has other priorities that she has to tend to. And so it's this energy for some like prolonging, procrastinating, or setting it aside. So it's not, so that passion is not being considered or favored or given a chance. Okay. It's not being invested in. And so, say for instance, Monica sees Tiffany, or Steven, doesn't matter, but sees Tiffany, and she has her channel, but she's like, or maybe she's doing something different. Maybe she has maybe she has like a different kind of channel, like a different kind of style, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe it's the same, whatever. Let's not make this complicated. But Tiffany has her own channel, and she is doing her own thing, and she is becoming successful, whether it's due to consistency or aesthetics or whatever. So Monica is watching Tiffany, or maybe even pocket watching, or, you know, subscriber watching, or whatever the case may be. This could cause her to get a bit jealous, and the jealousy can really kind of cloud Monica's ability to separate herself from other individuals and focus on what it is that she wants to do, focus on strengthening her craft, or investing in her craft, or in her passions, and doing whatever it is that she wants to do. What if also too, Monica realizes that she doesn't want to do a Twitch channel or a gaming or whatever the case may be. It's just that she's heavily influenced by Tiffany. These are questions that Monica has to ask herself. Like, what do I want to do? Right? Like, what do I want to do? Because oftentimes we go through things, and we do things, and we take a leap on things, and then things just don't flourish. Things don't bear fruit, or it's not as mainstream or big, or whatever the case may be, as the next person, right? And so it's this energy of like, I've taken all these master classes, or I've purchased these things on how to grow my channel, on how to do this, and I'm doing all these things, and it's just not working out. Or like, it just seems as if like so much things are getting in the way. Okay, so we have to ask ourselves these questions, where it's just like, okay, like, is this something that I'm meant to do, or is this something that I want to do because I see someone else doing it, and their lifestyle is inspiring me, or their happiness, or their whatever is inspiring me to want to pursue what it is that they have. That's the first thing. The second thing is like, well, say for instance, it's the case where it's like, oh, I do want to have a Twitch channel or a gaming channel or whatever. And so it's this energy of like, okay, well, why am I stopping myself? Like, what are ways that I am getting in my own way? What are ways that I am not being consistent, or why am I at this point where I can't even enjoy the journey, because I'm just so worried about like things that are not necessarily like, it doesn't have true standing when it comes down to living out like dreams and stuff like that. And then it could be, if it's the other way, it's like, oh, I don't really want it. I just want what they have, right? I don't really want to put myself out there. I just want to make a lot of money and gather a lot of like clients and whatnot, right? So is this an energy of like really kind of like asking, right? And just being honest. Like, what am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? What is it that I really truly love to do? And what is it more so like, what do you call it? Is it called like vanity or vain? Like it kind of feels it kind of feels like that. Okay, if you hear noise in the background, I do apologize. Okay, my kids are out and about here, and yeah, so that's the energy that I'm getting here. Okay, if it's dealing with two people, like a partner, right? It's this energy really of like getting on the same page, working together, right? If it's just an individual, it's like, okay, how can I work with myself to make things like work out, to make things like just proper, right? So let's keep going here, because I do feel like there is a tantrum that does take place here when things are just not working out. It's like I've put a lot of time and effort into this. Like, what is the problem? And a lot of times we might have to ask ourselves that, because it's like now it's no longer about the enjoyment. Now it's just more so about generating income, and like it's like money gets in the way, or fame gets in the way, or like it's just like shallow things gets in the way. Okay, we start off here with the World. Okay, so it's like so much things that we can be proud of, so much things that we can be celebratory about. And it really feels like it's really interesting, because it feels like right across the street or right around the river bend, it's this energy of like doom and gloom kind of thing, right? Like but it's like there's a realization that needs to take place here, right? Because when you talk about the World, it's all encompassing. It's the overall picture. It's the collective. It's the time and effort that has brought forth a product of some sort. All the hard work, all the everything that has put a person where they're at in their lives right now. And there's this need to rejoice and be glad, right? But I just feel like for whatever reason, this feels more so like a lot of time and effort that I've wasted investing in this, and I have nothing to show for. Okay, it really feels like that. But let's see here. We have here the Eight of Swords. Yeah. Okay. Round and round she goes. Will it ever stop? Nobody knows. Okay. Eight of Swords. King of Pentacles. Yeah, it really feels like when it comes down to a person's perspective of a situation, it really feels like a person is really locked in. And very much like stuck in that, right? When it really feels like to a person, it's like it's a direct reflection of who they are as a person, or just whatever. Like if a person is not successful in their eyes, right, then it's like they deem themselves a failure. Okay, the Four of Pentacles here and the Challenge. Okay, like it really feels like things have been like, it feels like, okay, things have been stolen. That's the first thing, the feeling that I'm feeling. It feels like things have been taken away. Okay, it feels like even down to the point where a person feels like when they look at a particular person in the field that they want to be in, and they view this person as like that person does not like look right. Like I should be there. I should be at this point in my life. I should be in that position. I should be in that space. Okay, so let's see here. Let's keep going. All right. And it really feels like also too on the other side for another person, it really feels like they're hiding themselves from being able to offer the products that's being demanded. It's like the people want to see, the people want to know, like the people need this, and it's just like I don't know if I can do this. And so overcoming this situation, we have the Queen of Cups. So they pour themselves into taking care of other people or supporting other people, or like it really feels like a selfless kind of thing where a person's just heavily invested on other people. I feel like more than anything, the Queen of Cups is the kind of person that's very caring, very giving, and very affectionate when it comes down to other people for the most part, as more than the other court cards, I would say. Cancer energy with this card. All right, so like it really feels like wanting to kind of like really just be more so like invested in like other people's things as opposed to their own things. Okay, and so yeah, I said Queen of Cups, Mother energy, right? Cancer energy, I should say, both. But anyways, yeah, it really feels like that. But it's also too where it's like, okay, they're going to be supportive and watch other people. It's like really very much like audience member, like it really feels like a parent, or like more so a mom, okay, or both, it doesn't really matter. Was like, it feels like a mom who used to dance, but then for whatever reason stopped dancing, and then she invests in her child's career or dancing or whatever, and having to see her on stage and feel really emotional about it. It's like an emotional pain that takes place where like I just feel like she's watching her child on stage and living out her dream, living out something that she's always wanted to do or felt like she was always meant to do. But it's this energy here where it's like, but you could have done it. You could have done it. But instead you ran from it, you hid from it, and you used the excuse of, oh, I have kids, or oh, I have to take care of other things, so I can't do this, I can't pursue this. And so it really feels like having to kind of swallow it, having to kind of repress it, having to kind of ignore it, and still see other people do things. Like, this is giving me so much Sarah vibes from Save the Last Dance, where Derek took her to a play, no, to a show, I would say. I'll just say a show, to a show, and she saw those dancers on stage, and what did he say? Like, when he described her facial expression, like a goofy happy or something. I could never really make out what he said during that time. But anyways, like, it's just that feeling, like that scene where she was looking at them, and the sadness of the the music that was happening at that time. Like, it really feels like that, where it's just like, if only. Anyways, so this is giving me really shoulda, coulda, woulda type vibes here with this Queen of Cups. All right. Overcoming the challenge of holding back. Okay. So let's see here. The foundation, Temperance energy. So Sagittarius energy in the reverse. All right. Followed by the Ace of Swords. Okay. Let's keep moving. Oop. Nine of Wands. Okay. And then Ten of Swords here in the reverse. So I feel like when it comes down to this particular situation here, like, the fact that Temperance is in the reverse, it gives me the energy of a person is not trying to stabilize. Okay, and so maybe that is why that Equilibrium card came through. Needing to bring balance in the situation, and it requires strength. Okay, or this will bring forth the strength. So it's like, maybe right now it's a bit complicated, right? It's a bit wonky. It's a bit just overwhelming, right? With that Nine of Wands. Okay, and it may come across here like in the beginning, or in the meantime, it's this energy here of just bad faith, right? Walking in bad faith kind of thing. Right? The Ace of Swords brings about challenges, but it can also too bring about new ideas, right? The opportunity to understand and be honest, right? When it comes down to dissecting or just becoming conscious or enlightened, right? In this giving time this week when it comes down to career and finances. Okay, so Temperance in the reverse. Things are not understood. A person can feel out of touch, disconnected. Okay. A bit challenging here with this Ace of Swords. Okay. It may feel like, okay, everything that glitters right? Everything that's beautiful, right? Like, it's kind of like every rose has its thorn kind of thing. And so in order to pick it, right, there needs to be, some bloodshed, some blood, sweat, and tears, like some kind of something where it's just like, it's not going to come by easy. And I feel like with this Ace of Swords, it's that energy of understanding, or if not, you better understand that good things come to those who put in the work, right? And good things come to those who are willing and able to be up for the challenge. But the Ace of Swords, one of the things I've grown to understand, being a part of and just studying up on spirituality, when it comes down to the Ace of Swords, okay, it's this ability to want to understand that it's not about the human condition. It's not about being a part of the matrix. It's not about being plugged into the matrix or whatever the case may be. It's a kind of reality that is very much real, very much not daffodils and daisies. It's very much conscious and awoke to the realities of things. Now, if you understand Gnosticism, or maybe even studied it up a little bit, it's kind of more so waking up to the truths of the reality. What are the truths? What are you talking about? Well, I'll try and break it down. When we are pretty much asleep or pretty much plugged into the matrix, we think that everything is amazing, right? Social media is amazing. Buying clothes, jewelry, nice houses, nice cars, right? Aesthetically pleasing backgrounds, and if you're a gamer, you got to get all of this, like everything, right? People just spend money. People spend all kinds of money, right? Like for a nice system and all of that stuff like that. But when it comes down to the Ace of Sword, for me, I've become very much attached. I've attached this meaning to the Ace of Swords, since understanding it's not being of the world. Okay, it's not being of the world. Those are more so what you would consider the NPC or non-player characters, right? Within this reality that feels like everything that's within this reality, that's all that there ever is. And so they'll comply and put themselves in the rat race, and they'll fight to the death because this is all that exists. This is all that there is. This is all that there is to live for. But when you get to that space of the Ace of Swords, it's more so beyond that. A person is more so evolved. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about the clothes. It's not about the houses. It's not about the popularity. It's not about the influence and all that stuff like that, right? No, it's more so along the lines about evolving, okay? That's what's the important thing. And a person, once they recognize that, they become more detached from humanity along those lines. They unplug from the matrix and they see reality for what it is. Okay, so maybe at that stage, it's about Zion. Okay, it's about finding a person's true home. Okay, it's about things that are just more so beyond superficial. Okay, and I feel like, waking up or unplugging can be difficult when a person is still having to be within the matrix, right? In this reality, right? Not the matrix created by Sophia Stewart. This reality, right? When we unplug, we're still in the matrix, right? So there's no like, it's not like the movie where you're living outside. So like you can see, right, a true disconnect from the matrix, or separate, right, reality from being on the Nebuchadnezzar, okay, as opposed to plugging back into the matrix and like existing in there. So it's a little bit more difficult, right? Because it's like I am plugged, but it's like I still have to live here. I still have to thrive. I still have to deal with, the same people. I still have to be in the matrix. So it feels a little bit more difficult than I understand, right? And so it's this energy of having to stay, okay, incorporating that balance here, where it's like, okay, like, yes, I do want to become a gamer, or I do want to, like, incorporate my hidden passion and bring it out into this reality. But it's like, how do we bring balance so that a person doesn't get sucked back in, and then it becomes all about that hidden passion so much so that a person loses all sense of reality. Okay, so what do I mean by that again? It's like, so a person wants to do the Twitch thing, and then it becomes about everything superficial that Twitch brings, right? Or that the people who are involved in Twitch bring, right? So it's like, okay, a person starts to get sucked in, and it's about the subscribers, it's about the interactions, it's about maybe not subscribers, I think they have followers or something. It's about all those things, and they get so sucked up and so warped into that they forget to have fun. They forget that this was something for me to do in order to express my passion, right? Like builds my passion into this reality. And we often forget that because we get so tied up, right? Now, let's see here, all right? The Ten of Swords here in the reverse, right? It really feels like, it really feels like what I described, how it's really hard to kind of like get out of that, right? It's really hard to get out of that. And so they become super like dependent on it. And I only say this because I understand, I definitely understand getting caught up in it, where it's supposed to just be something that a person does to just be happy with themselves, feel content about themselves. And then it's just like, no, I don't even feel happy anymore. Like, the competition comes in, and it's no longer about that. All right, so in the past, we have your Ace of Pentacles here, the Moon. Okay, so Pisces energy. Yeah, it really feels like chasing waterfalls. Sorry. Yeah, like it really feels like chasing waterfalls, and a person gets really sucked up into the matrix again, and then they forget that it's a separate thing. Okay, it's not the true reality. Okay, social media is not the true reality. Okay, it's not the true reality. Heart space in the upside down. Let's see what we got. Queen of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, bitterness, judgment, Sagittarius here again. So it's this energy here of very much within that space of like just inconsistencies, okay? Really, but also too, like it's interesting. Like it could be really inconsistent, but very much clingy at the same time, right? So it's like what I said before. So Monica is not investing in whatever it is she's doing because she could be very much worried about Tiffany. So she could be like, subscriber watching, or like constantly watching other videos, or just being like always there, but not necessarily really like it could be utilizing her time wisely instead of like trying like always on the app. It's like when it's like people who want to do TikTok or want to do these social media things, or maybe it's not just social media, it's like other things, right? But they spend too much of their time, right, constantly thinking about it, constantly like being invested in just scrolling, doing things where they could just be utilizing their time wisely, getting to work. Okay. And it's like, I actually do. I actually am very much along the lines of doing these things. So if that's the case, then it's like, all right, well, then a person is still, you fall on that category of clinginess, because it's like, okay, I'm posting it, but then it's like, I'm still subscriber watching, but it's like, I'm looking at my subscribers or my followers. How many people are following me? How many people are watching me? How many comments am I getting? Right. And it's like trying to do, it's like bending backwards, doing the most to entertain an audience in order to keep them around, right? So it really feels like that. Okay, so like a person can become enslaved to that platform, right? And I know I'm talking a lot about like social media and all that stuff like that, but we can just put this into like anything along the lines of like business or careers or whatever the case may be. So maybe a person is like working, and then there's so much clingy in that workspace or in that work environment because they bring that work home, or they're there later than they need to because they're just trying to help, and they're just doing too much, right? Because they're just hoping that they can get like a promotion, or hoping that they can get like a raise, or hoping that they can get notice, or whatever the case may be, where it's just like they're no longer happy. They're tired. They're stressed out. They're overwhelmed, and, you know, they can be taken advantage of, right? And so it's this energy here where it's really just it's just about, yes, no one's saying you can't go the distance, but don't become enslaved to whatever it is that you're trying to pursue, whatever it is. Like, just keep it along the lines of, or along the spectrum of passion. Okay, don't let it get to that point where it's no longer fun, or this brings forth happiness. Now it's bringing forth pain and misery. And so the Queen of Wands in the reverse is very much irritable, okay? Very much like angry and just attitudey and sabotagey and all these kinds of things, where it just makes it difficult to work with a person. Whereas I can't work with this person because this person is just so demanding, or this person always has an attitude, or this person is always like just making the work environment just toxic or problematic. Even if this is like to ourselves, right? It's like, I can't work with myself. It's like yourself is saying it to you. I can't work with you when you're always so negative, when you're always so, or you're just so lazy, or you're just not, you know, you're not inspired, or you don't have the strength or the drive, or the will to do anything. It's difficult. Okay. So let's see what's here. We have the Heart and the Upright, the Magician. Okay, tapping into your true power. 7 of Swords, and really, like, it really feels like thinking of a master plan in order to obtain, right, the things that a person is trying to obtain. Like, it really feels like going into something that maybe everyone is doing, or maybe it seems like a lot of people are doing, but it's like, how can I set myself apart from the rest? Right? Like, it really feels like trying not to conform, trying not to fall into the uniformed condition, or programming, where it's just like, I have to follow the crowd. I have to be a part of the conveyor belt line of workers. It's like, no, like, I want to be able to kind of like shortcut that. I want to get past that. I want to be able to do what I want to do, but not having to do it the way everyone is doing, or be so concerned about everybody. Okay. Let's see here. What's going on in the future? We need one more. Okay. So let's see here. So we have here Knight of Cups. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Okay. Five of Pentacles, King of Swords. Aquarius energy coming through here. Capricorn energy here. So I just found out that Capricorn and Aquarius are siblings. Didn't even know that. But anyways. So it really feels like, okay, we start off here with the Knight of Cups. And the knights are usually in pursuit of, okay, they're on a quest, right? They're active, right? They're proactive, okay? And when we talk about the cups, is more so along the lines of either spirituality or love, okay, along those lines, okay, expression, okay? And so I feel like when it comes down to this situation, it's really acknowledging and accepting, okay, things for what it is, okay? And it's just truly from the heart. Where it's just like, I have my thing here with this Page of Pentacles. It's not much, but it's a start. And because it's a start, it's enough for me right now. And so I'm going to love it. I'm going to cherish it, okay? And I'm going to be proud of it. All right, we have the Five of Pentacles here, okay, and it's the Five of Pentacles for me that really feels like, understanding that it's not a person's time right now, right? It's not a person's time right now at this particular time, because with this King of Swords is this energy here of really becoming well-equipped, okay, and understanding a person's journey. Okay, so it's like studying up on whatever it is that a person is trying to be passionate in. Okay, and it doesn't mean that a person doesn't have to do anything right now. It's like we can do this and get well knowledgeable in the things that we want to do. But it's also to this energy here where it's like my position, right, up top, right, the person who is the King of Swords, right? The one that is wielding the Ace of Swords, and they wield it flawlessly and effortlessly, right? Their ability to wield a sword, okay, and handle a sword is very much like high end, right? High ranking. It takes a lot of experience in order to be able to wield a sword without hurting yourself, right? And it takes a lot of going in and doing the hard work, right? That takes blood, sweat, and tears in order to accomplish, in order to become well-rounded, well-versed in it. So it's understanding that learning from experience, okay, requires that a person has to experience first. So it's going through the experiences, it's going through the motions, becoming well knowledgeable, becoming well equipped in said situations. But it's also too the person who has learned to master, okay, right, the concept of the reality that they're living in. So there is a clear consciousness and awareness that takes place when a person is no longer emotionally like invested in a situation. Okay, so it's like, not to say that a person is emotionless, right? But with this King of Swords, it's very much along the lines of emotions are not getting in the way from a person having to make the decisions that they have to make and be able to execute it properly. Okay, oftentimes we allow our emotions to get in the way, and it's like we can't see clearly, we can't do things properly and sharply. Okay, we can't separate these things when it comes down to making sound decisions for the good of the overall, collective, right? We were talking about the world in the beginning. Okay, but it's also too, not that a person is not emotional, or they don't have the ability to be emotional, but they know how to deal. It's because they know how to deal with their emotions when it arises. Okay. And so it's like whenever things kind of come about, they know how to recognize their emotions and recognize why it's coming to the surface. okay, I recognize that I'm feeling this type of way. I recognize that this is coming to the surface because of X, Y, and Z. All right, I get it. But it's like politics as usual, business as usual. Like, it really, really feels focused, okay? It really feels that way. So let's see here. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back with the advice from Spirit. All right, so let's see what the advice here is. Oh, that was really fast. So let's see what we have here. We have Rado. So ride through. Okay. Ride through. Sorry. So it means journey and travel. It says travel is the key theme for this rune card. When it appears in a casting, it indicates that an exciting journey is about to begin. This could be a physical journey, but it is far more likely to indicate an inner journey. The rune is associated with the right path being traveled, so this suggests that your focus should be on enjoying the ride rather than the actual destination. Live in the power of now. Being so closely linked to future momentum, this card could also indicate that if you're currently feeling stuck in your life, your stagnation is due to an unwillingness to look for answers within yourself. Things have got to a point in your life, nevertheless, when it will be more painful to remain where you are than to go on this essential journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Okay? Let's read that again, because I have to read this again. Things have got to a point in your life, nevertheless, when it will be more painful to remain where you are than to go on this essential journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Things have got to a point in your life, nevertheless, when it will be more painful to remain where you are than to go on this essential journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Okay? I just needed to read that. One, because I thought I read it wrong. And two, it just really got to me. Really stuck through my chest right there. I just wanted to say it again for the people in the back. So let's see, what is the advice using the crystal / gemstone cards? We have here amethyst, phantom quartz, so expression, gifts, originality. So it says here, amethyst, phantom quartz fosters prolific energy and opens the crown chakra to channel creativity in all its forms. Individuality is encouraged and uniqueness in expression is embraced by the stone. Amethyst Phantom Quartz instills confidence in your creations and urges you to share your talents. Using intuition as a powerful resource, Amethyst Phantom Quartz connects you with your spiritual team to convey your ideas in a way that will stand out. Do yourself a favor and show the world what you've got. We have here Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Jupiter, and Neptune. All right, so now let's close this out with a gratitude card for you earth signs out there. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. We have here the true purpose of a present is to be received. So Mary Kondo. Let's get one more. Says here, the roots of all goodness lie in the soil of appreciation for goodness. The Dalai Lama. All right, so that is all that I have for you all earth signs out there for this week in regards to finances and career-wise. All right, so pretty much it's just saying to follow your true path here, okay? And to go on it, all right? I hope I was able to help you all out for this week in any way, shape, or form. Good luck to you all on your amazing journeys. Until next time, peace.